It's your boy Promethean, and I'm back again with my my review, sorry, on Monday Night Raw this Monday, which was on the 1st of December 2025, the fallout from Survivor Series. So we start off with the show. Triple H promised that it was going to be epic, but it wasn't really epic. It wasn't close to epic, but there were some okay stuff on this show. So we kick off with commentary. Commentary welcomes us to the show. Before we kick things off, we'll take video of recap of Survivor Series, showing highlights from both war games, as well as Dominic Mysterio regaining the IC title, to a returning Liv Morgan. I think both of the war games were trash, of course. Survivor Series wasn't great at all. A fair bit of attention is given to the mystery opponent who climbed into the double cage to, take out CM Punk, leading to Braun Breaker spearing him and then getting the victory for his staple division. Was a very bad ending, to be honest with you, because we didn't really get him on Monday Night Raw. The mystery opponent didn't show his face on Monday Night Raw, which was trash. We had two superstars arriving, including Dominic Mysterio, arriving at the parking lot in a lowrider with Liv Morgan, riding alongside with Dom. They greet the rest of the Judgment Day as we head back to the arena, where a shot of the rest of the Judgment Day outside. We get a shot of Io Sky's music hitting, sorry if I made a mistake. Io Sky comes out. This is followed by the arrival of Rhea Ripley, who gets a big pop as usual. Ripley grabs the microphone, welcoming fans to Monday Night Rio, whatever, before acknowledging the mask on her face, as he says it's a bit sore, It was a grueling battle for her, I guess, whatever. Despite the pain their squad went through, they managed to win the war. The match wasn't really a war, to be honest with you. It was a slugfest. It was sloppy. It was boring. It was trash. It was lackluster. Definitely one of the worst war games matches of all time. One of them, if not the worst, of course. Last year's own was also trash, to be honest with you. Kabuki Warriors wanted to keep bullying, Io, and the pair went revenge. They won revenge almost as much as winning the women's tag team championships. Io says nobody's ready for Io before Rhea Ripley calls Oscar and Carison out to finish things once and for all, only for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss to make their entrance to another big pop from the crowd. The pair head down to the ramp, as Charlotte Flair and Alexa get the microphones as well. Bliss tells Rhea and Io that revenge is nice, but they're gonna have to wait on the tag team titles, as Charlotte says they are looking to get their rematch first. I mean, which makes sense because they lost the titles, whatever. Rhea says she's expecting some butting of heads, but not 48 hours later. Flair and Bliss, already lost their shots at the tag titles, so they need to get back of the line. That's what Rhea is telling them. They should get to the back of the line. So they need to get to the back of the line, of course. Charlotte says if Rhea and Io want the title shot, they should prove it. Well, Alexa agrees, suggesting Io Sky and Ripley face them later on tonight in the main event, to see who is the better team to challenge the Kabuki Warriors. Io accepts as the commentary team ponders whether the match is made official or not. Backstage, we see Adam Pearce, on the phone, where he's being interrupted by fucking Ivy. Now we've not even seen in a very, very long time, and she just pops out and she was like, oh, I want a shot at Maxine's women's intercontinental championship. Adam mentions that Maxine is training with Nati, which is fucking terrible, as the IC champion. Why the fuck should you be training? Then it means you don't really deserve the title. I mean, I was happy when she won the title from Becky Lynch, but bro, at least she needs to be on Raw, issuing an open challenge or something of that sort. You feel me? To make it interesting. So now says as long as she wants Well, she says she's coming for the title, whatever. She walks off as Adam bumps into Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. Heyman claims he's not guilty of whatever happened with what the mystery man, appearing at War Games, but he's here to address Braun Breaker pinning CM Punk as the Survivor Series. So ultimately, Braun Breaker has gotten the World Heavyweight Championship opportunity against CM Punk on the January 5th episode of Raw, which is going to be a special Raw, I guess, whatever, for the title. So we'll see what happens at that time, So Paul Heyman is like, Braun deserves a title opportunity, by pinning the world champion himself at Survivor Series War Games in San Diego. Pierce, has Heyman and Braun step into his office, had to cut away from that, whatever. Backstage, Jey Uso makes his entrance, as he's getting to face LA Knight, in a semi-final match for the last time is now tournament. That was the next matchup. So we go to a commercial break. We come back. WWE in the fucking commercial break is fucking annoying, man. That's why I don't pay $30 on. I don't watch on ESPN, bro. I don't do that, bro. I don't watch my pay-per-views on ESPN. I use VPN as the smart way. Whatever. Video package. CM Punk talks about his rivalry with John Cena all over the years. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. We head backstage as we head to ringside as they also awaits the arrival of the megastar. LA Knight, who gets a sizable pop, for not being Jey Uso as he heads to the ring, and then we get the match underway. Jey Uso charges at LA Knight, who blocks him to go for a BFT. The start of the match is going for the finisher to no avail. Knight points out how close that was before the two lock up, with Jey Uso being sent to the corner. Jey fights back, but is sent across the ring before dodging a charge by Knight, who starts stomping away at the former World Heavyweight Champion instead. Jey Uso manages to break free, turning things around as he charges towards the corner, but Knight dodges in the nick of time. The two get to their feet for an exchange of strikes to duel and yeet chant, from the crowd. Uso sends Knight to the outside, getting another yeet from the crowd before landing a dive that sends Knight to the floor. Both men are down as we get a replay before going to commercial break. God, WWE, bro. Fucking tired of the commercial breaks, bro. Back from the break, we see Jey Uso and LA Knight are now fighting it out on the top turnbuckle onto an exchange of strikes, sends both men crashing out onto the floor. Rev begins the count and reaches 8 as Knight and Jey make it to the apron. They continue to use the turnbuckles as a spacer until a kick sends Knight to the mat, and Uso goes for the splash, only for Knight to counter for a near fall. Jey Uso looks for a thrust kick, but LA Knight manages to dodge it, landing a burning hammer. Beautiful, which gets him a close 2 count, very close. Knight sends Jey Uso to the ropes for a clothesline, only for Uso to duck and a terrible spear and a near fall of his own. We hear from the crowd chanting for Uso as he struggles to his feet, heading to the corner, only to be intercepted by Knight, who he kind of botched the move, because like when he jumped on the rope, he slipped, and then you can see Jey Uso didn't land, but when he suplexed him, you can see Jey Uso was he hit his hand on the mat. You can see he was fucking frustrated, bro. Whatever, bro. He lands a mega superplex, sending Jey crashing to the canvas, covered by Knight, and Jey kicks out of 2, of course. Knight is the first to get up on his feet, signaling he's ready for the blunt force drama, aka BFT, but Jey rolls him up for a near fall, schoolboy roll up. Scuba kick followed by a terrible spear, of course, and Jey heads back up for a splash that connects. He makes the cover 1, 2, Knight kick out, quickly transitioning to a clutch that keeps Jey pinned down for the 3 count. A crucifix roll up, very quick. After the splash, he rolled him up 1, 2, 3, and Knight qualifies. After the match, you can see Jey Uso was fucking frustrated. I don't know if they want us to care about him, but I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. What he's doing is very fucking annoying. Jey Uso, he gets out, and then You know, he starts destroying things, bro. He start pushing. He started destroying things, bro. Like the prime bottles. Just that he was just crashing out, bro. He looked distraught, you know, over the loss. Over the loss. I don't know why he's fucking angry. I mean, it's just John Cena's tournament, of course, bro. It's nothing like a world championship match that should be mad. Are they trying to make him a heel? I don't care. To be honest with you, his in-ring work is terrible. I'm being real here. His in-ring work is terrible. You know, whatever. He finally makes his way to the, you know, round, still venting his frustrations. As we cut away from that place, get to backstage, we hear from Lyra and Bailey talking to Adam Pearce about getting a shot at the tag titles. Adam says he will consider it as he looks into things after tonight. Walking off as the Kabuki Warriors confront Bailey for not joining their War Games team. She says the reason why they lost is because Bailey wasn't on the team. That was fucking funny, bro. How will you say because of one person? That's the reason why y'all lost. Whatever, bro. Bailey states that they have no one to blame but themselves for losing the match before Oscar points out that Charlotte Flair is the main event tonight and Bailey is not. Yep, she's in the main event, sorry. She walks off as Kairi Sane pokes fun at Bailey before Raw moves on. Back on Rick's side, the Judgment Day make their way into the ring. Dom, Raquel, Roxanne, JD, Finn Balor, and then Liv Morgan. As we hear from Dominic, the new champion. When we get a commercial break, WWE being petty, Charlie. We come back to ringside where Dominic speaks in Spanish to get the crowd's attention. It works, and then they begin booing him. As Dom says, Cena is the best, the greatest of all time, but he just beat the greatest of all time. That makes Dom the greatest Mysterio of all time, which is not fucking true. Rey Mysterio is the greatest Mysterio of all time, the greatest luchador of all time, which is lies, of course, the king of all luchadors, and once again the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. They were great champions before you came, bro. Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Ultimate Warrior. There's a lot, bro. Chris Jericho, bro, come on, bro. Dom says he could have done it without his boys JD and Finn Balor, and of course Roxanne and Raquel. You can see the facial reactions there, you know, kind of, you know, shifted, bro. Like I literally telling them that you can do anything without them. You can win the title without them, which is a lie, because he cheats. He needs people to help him. He can really fight his own battles. He can't do that. You know, but one person in particular, he couldn't have done this without Liv Morgan, you know. And then Liv Morgan's music hits to a nice pop. Liv says she's back, saying the fans they didn't see her coming, and she knows someone else who didn't see her coming. Dominic talks about getting back two of the most important things in his life, the IC Championship and his love for Liv Morgan. Liv addresses some of the things she heard about the Judgment Day, saying they are weak, that they lost some of the gold. You shouldn't be addressing that situation. You should be worried about what is going on in the Judgment Day ever since you left. How Roxanne has been trying to push herself on Dominic. How, you know, Finn Balor and JD, you know, have been doing things on their terms. You should be focused on that, not on the championships or being weak, whatever. I'm sure they're going to ponder on that as, you know, as we head into the new year. Morgan declares that Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw, that she's back and she's going to make some changes, you know. Oh, and she say one more thing. She smacks Dominic on the face before jumping up for a kiss. Music plays as the Judgment Day seems to be on top of the world once more. Let's see how things will play out heading into 2026, or heading into the few Raws before 2026, of course. Video package, you see Maxine Dupree and what's the name, Natty. It's now called Natty. Training, you know, training Maxine. She looks like she's improving ring wise. Telling her that she is the women's intercontinental champion. Natalia showing a rare side of herself. as she tells Maxine to get out of her ring, only for Dupree to yell again. Backstage, we see Adam Pearce talking to one of the refs as he addresses the mystery person from Survivor Series. He asks the ref to keep an ear to the ground and survey the locker room on the situation. As we cut away, backstage at ringside, we get Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, who are the World Tag Team Champions, if you didn't know, make their way out as they get ready to defend their tag team titles against the New Day. Commercial break, of course. Back from the break, New Day have arrived with Grayson Waller, and we got ring introductions for these challengers and champions to get this match underway. So we start off with the World Tag Team Championships with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending the titles against the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. New Day blindside the champs before Styles and Woods start the match in the ring, only for Kofi to get a quick tag as the challengers double team Styles for a near fall. Agent managed to break away long enough for a tag made by Dragon Lee, which takes Kofi Kingston off his feet with a head scissors. That sends him out of the ring, and then sends Woods out with the same, crashing the New Day into each other on the floor as we go for commercial break. It was a good match, very great match. Back from the break, Dragon Lee looks like he's in trouble in the ring until he gets the tag to Styles, which takes Woods to the limit for a 2 count, broken up by Kofi Kingston. Kofi with a tag as he goes to work on the champ, who turns things around with a calf crusher until Woods comes in to break the hold. He sends Lee off the apron before being sent away by Styles, who gets an effort on Kofi before tagging in a returning Dragon Lee. Double team leads to an effort by the champs as Dragon Lee sets up to charge at Kingston's corner. Kofi stops him in his tracks before tagging in Xavier, who lands some hard strikes on Lee in retaliation. Woods is sent to the corner, but he knocks off Styles from the apron as Kofi gets another tag, and Xavier Woods sends Styles into the barricade as Kofi gets a drop on Lee for a near fall. Styles sends Woods into the ring steps as Dragon Lee takes Kofi down for a tag to AJ, which sets Kofi on the ropes. Cool fucking spot. You should have been there, bruh. Dragon Lee stepped on Kofi Kingston's back just for him to bounce and land perfectly in AJ Styles' grasp. Chef's kiss. Sets Kofi Kingston up to the ropes for a double stomp by Lee, who leaps out of the ring to keep Woods and Waller as AJ lands the Styles Clash on Kofi Kingston for the win, and the winners are Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. They retain the tag team titles. The champs celebrate as we cut away. In a video package, you see Stephanie Vaquer, the dreadful match she had with Nikki Bella. Don't really care about that fucking match because people didn't make Nikki Bella believable. She has lost a lot of her matches. I don't think she has even won one. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know, bro. Whatever. And she won 1, 2, 3. It was a 12 minutes match, not really anything substantial, Stephanie Vaquer doing the devil's kiss and stuff, whatever. Backstage, we hear from Stephanie Vaquer, who says she's ready for whoever the next challenger it will be. And then this leads to Liv Morgan walking in, reminding the champ that she is back before congratulations Steph on her victory before walking away. So yeah, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, that would be a nice match. That would be good to elevate Stephanie Vaquer's title reign, because so far the first opponent is now. I don't want it to be like Io's situation where she wasn't really featured on TV that much as champion, but she has some good matches. That one there, her reign is way better than Stephanie Vaquer's. I mean, we just started, so let's see how things will go. Her first opponent was Nikki Bella, which wasn't great, of course. Second opponent being Liv Morgan would be nice, but I expected Raquel to face Stephanie Raquel Survivor Series, or maybe Raquel and Roxanne versus Stephanie Raquel triple threat. That would have been nice than this Nikki Bella, and actually was terrible. Backstage, we turn to the ringside. As the Vision make their way out, we hear from them, likely gloating after their win at Survivor Series. When we come back from their break, another commercial break, typical WWE commercial break comes up, and back from the break we hear from Paul Heyman. He introduces himself before giving a shout out to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre for their assistance at Survivor Series. He gives a shout out to Bronson Reed, followed by Logan Paul, who is now in the Vision, if you didn't know, who gives a wave of boo. He gets a wave of boos, the booing him in the ring, in particular as Heyman hypes him up as a perfect fit for his vision of the future. His last shout out goes to the man he says will beat CM Punk at the anniversary of Raw's debut on Netflix and become the next World Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker. CM Punk chants come, the ring out as Braun Breaker thanks the back. Breaker says he's upset not because of whoever got involved as Survivor Series nearly ruining his moment, but how easy it was to paint CM Punk. He thought he was going to have to reach into his bag and get to another level in facing Punk, but he stood across the ring from him and saw that Punk is soft, among other things I cannot repeat here. Braun says CM Punk worries about so many things when he should be worried about the war at home and his wife being a bigger star than he is. That shit was fucking cold, bro. Tell a man that his wife is a bigger star than him. That's fucking cold, bro. The last time I heard that line, it wasn't what was the name? I think Roman Reigns and Seth. Roman Reigns saying, Becky Lynch is a bigger star than Seth has ever been. That was fucking cold. This gets another CM Punk chant as Braun states he'll beat Punk on the January 5th episode of Monday Night Raw anniversary. He says, Punk tried to break him on Saturday. I mean, shit. If you saw this clip, they did a doomsday device where, so Cody Rhodes put a Braun Breaker on his shoulders, and then CM Punk climbed the turnbuckle. They did a Legion of Doom finisher. And then, CM Punk gave him a clothesline from the top rope. Bro's head, his neck landed like rubber, and he just got up like it was nothing, bro. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy, child. He's like, Punk tried to break him on Saturday, so he's going to take everything from Punk. He addresses a remark Punk made to him a while back after cutting a promo with the big dogs. He said, at WrestleMania 39 was like, Punk was trying to coach him that, this business is this, that, have to learn how to cut good promos, next guy up, youngster, whatever. And he said consider this promo cut before calling himself the real best in the world. He drops the mic before leaving, heading up to the ramp as we cut away. This was a very raunchy promo, He called him a bitch. So Braun Breaker is hothead, bro. This might be his best promo yet, because I like the way he was intense with the way he was talking. He didn't hold back, and I like the way he had this kind of anger and then this kind of rage in him, that he was talking like someone you would believe in. You understand? He was talking with everything he had. He was pissed. So January 5th, we'll be here. January 5th, we'll see what will happen. I hope they don't make him lose. If he loses, bruh, momentum is going to, he's going to go down. I'm sure he's going to lose, because I'm sure they are trying to, build Braun Breaker to, to face CM Punk again, maybe at WrestleMania. I don't really know. Anything can happen, bro. So backstage, Jey Uso has nothing to say about anything as he makes his way out of the arena. The interviewer is trying to get some words from Jay, after what happened. Jackie Redmond trying to get some words from Jay, of course. And you can see Jay didn't really want to talk. So he says there's a lot of people in his head and they need to get out, adding that the only one he can blame is the man looking back at him in the mirror. He then brings up a comment on Roman's that those titles look better on his shoulder, not Jay's. Trying to say that Roman is like he's that kind of narcissistic guy who back in the bloodline would do anything to keep his championship. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's like a title look better on me, not Jay, of course. Jay's like, yeah, this guy doesn't really care about me. You can see it has gotten to him, bro. Let's see. So with that, he walks away, walks off. Raw moves on. So we see Rhea and Io Sky getting ready elsewhere backstage before heading to the ringside for our next match, as Gunther makes his entrance for the semi-final match in the Last Time Is Now tournament, facing Solo Sikoa. When we come from the break, so we get a commercial break. We get John Cena talking about the passage of time in his WWE career. After that, we return to the ringside for the arrival of Solo Sikoa. Curiosity stands as his MFTs as we get a look back as his win last week, in the midst of Penta sustaining injury. They showed last week what happened with Penta and Solo Sikoa. Apparently Penta broke his I think he broke his arm. Yeah, I think he broke his arm or something like that when he was doing a botched hurricane off the barricade. That was a very dangerous spot. We return to the ringside, Solo Sikoa coming down. So he gets into the ring. Gunther makes his entrance to whatever, and then we get underway. Last Time Is Now tournament semi-finals. Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. The pair locked up with Solo forcing Gunther into the ropes before the ref intervenes. Gunther shoves him away as we notice Tala Tonga watching on from ringside. And I stand corrected about MFT not being around. The rest of the MFT weren't around. It was only Tala Tonga that was around. Gunther with a side headlock, clinch in tight, but Solo gets to his feet, sending Gunther to the ropes. Gunther isn't phased by a shoulder tackle attempt, sending Solo away before they start trading strikes. Gunther to the ropes, and both men trade shoulder tackle attempts until Solo gets enough momentum to force the ring general down to the mat. Gunther returns the favor as he sends Solo to the ropes, landing a big boot that forces Solo Sikoa to roll out of the ring for a breather as we go to commercial break. We return to see Solo Sikoa back in control. A replay revealing that Tala tripped up Gunther on the apron, but never mind that as Gunther gets back to his feet and sends Solo Sikoa in the corner. Solo fights back for a scoop slam, sending Gunther down before taking a breather in the corner. He gets up to target the back of Gunther, who fights to his feet for some chops, chopped him real hard, some hard chops on Solo Sikoa. Both men fight for a body slam and Solo wins out for a 2 count. Yeah, I got you, bruh. The fight makes its way to the corner as Solo knocks Gunther off the turnbuckle, only for the former World Heavyweight Champion to intercept Solo once more for a superplex. Both men are one thing on the mat as Solo rolls away to avoid further damage. Gunther back to his feet, as Solo Sikoa charges towards him for another exchange of strikes. Gunther lands a big boot only to take a thrust kick from Solo Sikoa. He sends Solo to the ropes and Solo Sikoa lands a shot at the throat of Gunther. Beautiful, 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 beautiful Samoan spike before both men fall to the canvas as we go for another commercial break. Hard hitting match at this moment. We come back from a commercial break. Solo has made it to his feet as Gunther retreats to a corner where he takes a hip attack by the former United States champion. He looks for another clothesline. But takes a clothesline from Gunther, but he counters a powerbomb by Gunther before another clothesline takes him down for a 2 count by the ring general. Gunther looks for a powerbomb, but Solo fights out, looking for a Samoan drop instead, only for Gunther to break away, targeting Solo's stamp as the latter lands a Samoan drop. Beautiful one. Solo Squad preps up his stamp for a Samoan spike, but takes a massive set of chops by Gunther instead. He sent to the corner where Gunther continues until setting him up for a clothesline that gets stopped for a beautiful spinning solo. It looked like a rock bottom, you know. It was beautiful. A man at his size like this, being able to carry him, and whoa, that was beautiful. Before Solo Squad goes up top for a beautiful splash 2, Gunther kicks out of 2. Solo is slowly getting up on his feet, but looks for a Samoan spike once again, only for Gunther to catch him with a sleeper hold. Solo waves his arms around, looking to break free as he reaches the ropes, only for Gunther to take him for a ride with a sleeper suplex, which sees the turnbuckle cover get peeled off in the process. The ref works to put the turnbuckle pad on as Gunther gets attacked by Tala Tonga, who brings him to the outside. He tries to prop Gunther for a Samoan spike, but the referee sees it, you know, and reminds he could get disqualified. This allowed Gunther to hit a low blow, you know. Hit a low blow on Tala Tonga, you know, as Solo entered the ring, and then the referee was distracted. That was a back low blow, you know, that was a nice one. Distracted with Tala Tonga, and then Gunther also landed a low blow as he entered the ring, because as he hit the low blow on Tala, the referee focus shifted from Solo to Tala, and then Gunther hit Solo with a low blow, of course. This allows Gunther to land a low blow and a powerbomb for the win. Gunther is going to the final. To be honest with you, this wasn't the right. This was the right call, of course, because they're trying to make Gunther look credible once again. You know, his first year in WWE was incredible, being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, holding the title for 666 days, and, you know, holding the world title twice and whatever, you know. But I pray that he doesn't win the whole thing, because I want to see LA Knight qualify. You know, qualify to the finals, of course. Whatever. He's advancing to the finals. Whatever. Gunther celebrates only for LA Knight to come out, you know, stating that his match at SmackDown. Yep. He's going to beat. He said he's going to beat his ass at SmackDown, bro. He leaves the ring, heading up to the ramp as he promises he will see Gunther on Friday, which is today. I'll stream SmackDown, and I'll do a video like this, and then I'll talk about what I think, my review on SmackDown. Expect it, yeah, Friday, yeah, today, whatever. And we cut away, you know. Becky Lynch, we had a video package with Becky Lynch hyping WrestleMania 42, yada yada yada. Backstage, Pierce talks to his locker room spy, only to get no further updates on a mystery person situation coming out of Survivor Series. This is interrupted by Dragon Lee and AJ Styles reveal who they want to face next for the tag titles. Looks like there's not really enough people to challenge them for the titles, you know. After the New Day lost, and then, you know, they also beat the Judgment Day. Now it's like they want to use Ivar and Gary, who last wrestled like what, June. It's been a fucking while since they fucking wrestled. How is this fucking possible? WWE is fucking petty, bro. Get some active tag teams that are busting their asses. Even if you say one time they maybe cross brand, they come to Raw and then face and then whatever, and then, you know. But I think that has been, you know, inactive for like what, months on end, and then you bring them just to come and get squashed by AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. It's fucking petty, child. It's fucking petty. You know, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are getting ready for their match, and then the main event is coming up next, which was trash, by the way. Commercial break, and then commentary hypes up an appearance by the winner of the last time's now tournament on next week's Raw, ahead of facing John Cena Saturday night's main event. We'll also see Dragon Lee and AJ Styles defending their World Tag Team titles against the War Raiders. Next week, we'll see Rey Mysterio facing Finn Balor. After all, I don't know why they put up this match. It should have been Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul, because earlier that night Logan Paul slapped the shit out. Rey Mysterio slapped the shit out of Logan Paul. Logan Paul telling Rey Mysterio that he is rich, and Logan Paul telling Rey Mysterio that he is rich and Rey is poor. That was fucking funny, bro. So backstage, Rey Mysterio talks about dealing with the Judgment Day situation, and more importantly, his own son. He starts to consider, chasing the Intercontinental Championship. Yep, when he's interrupted by Logan Paul, who runs down the WWE Hall of Famer before Rey Mysterio shuts him up and slaps him. Security works on breaking up the fracas as Logan shouts to Rey, and he tells him that he's going to retire him. Whatever. Well, we'll see what happens from there on. Back at ringside, there's been enough talk. It's time for our main event. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss make their way out first. A decent pop for the former tag team champions as they head to the ring. Our next is Io Sky, followed by Rhea Ripley. They also get a really nice pop as they head into the ring. Of course, they would definitely get a pop. Two of the top, female wrestlers on on Raw. So yeah, and the match gets underway. Io and Bliss start scenes off with Flair getting an early tag to take Sky down. She sends Io to the corner, knocking Ripley off the apron before sending Io down hard to the mat as we go for a commercial break. We come back from the commercial break. We return to see Rhea Ripley as tagged in by this point, taking control of the match as she goes after Alexa Bliss. Charlotte tries to intervene but gets sent to the floor before Rhea Ripley tags in Io, who drops Alexa for a 2 count. Bliss retreats to a corner as Io looks for the Meteora, that running knee, but Bliss dodges from the corner to fight back onto Sky, sends her face first into the match. Io crawls to a corner for a tag to Ripley as we see Flair get a tag as well. The two stare down at each other as they enter the ring, with Flair missing a boot as Ripley regains control, sending Charlotte reeling with a headbutt. But Flair fights back at Rhea Ripley to the floor. She goes after Rhea Ripley, who catches her with a kick, sending Charlotte Flair down as we go to another commercial break. Another commercial break. Back from the break, Rhea Ripley sets Charlotte Flair for a razor's edge, the move made popular by Scott Hall. Sky goes flying for a missile dropkick before Ripley covers for a 2 count. Flair fights back for a tag to Bliss, who lands a DDT for a cover and a near fall. She and Charlotte trade tags some more as they set Sky up for the Twisted Bliss, but it is only good for 2. Even a Sister Abigail can put Io away, and she sends Flair to the outside as Rhea fights it out with Bliss in the midst of the chaos. She lands a riptide, allowing Sky to go after Bliss, who goes for the Sister Abigail, but Io counters it. Suddenly, this is just a fucking waste of time, bro. A good match like this, I won't say great. No, I won't say great. Nah, I won't say great. Nah. I won't say great, bro. I won't say great. Okay, match like this, suddenly the Kabuki Warriors had to fucking ruin it. They come running down to the ring, beating up both women as the ref calls for the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Match ends in a no fucking contest, whatever the fuck it is. The tag champions continue on the beatdown until Bayley and Lyra Valkyria came down for the save, which also leads to the arrival of Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Luma. I don't know what the fuck they are doing there. I don't know, bro. Judgment Day, bro. Whatever. The fight heads back into the ring as Raquel and Roxanne gets in, where Liv presents them with the tag title. It looks like Liv Morgan took their titles and then Roxanne took their titles and then she wanted to give it to Liv Morgan, and then Liv Morgan was like take it, and they held the titles up high to bring Raw to a close. To be honest with you, this was a shitty Raw, bro. I dead ass. This was a shitty Raw. The only good thing about this Raw is maybe I'll say Braun Breaker's promo and Gunther's match, because really I don't really like Gunther, to be honest with you. I think he's boring, bro. I think he's boring. Cena's dad, I think Cena's dad or someone like this said, you know, Gunther doesn't need a rap, and it's true. He doesn't need to win the tournament. It won't do any good for anyone. He is not a young talent. We are giving this title of beating Cena in his final match to a young talent, but you know, unfortunately, both of them now in the finals are not even what. Nope, they are not young, bruh. LA Knight is 40 plus, if I'm not mistaken. I think Gunther is also what, 30 plus or 30 something. They are all not young, bro. This tournament has been a fucking disappointment. I don't like to. You literally let the Miz fight twice and lose. I don't understand these people. I don't, bro. Triple H is he has been one of the worst bookers of this year, bro. I want to look back at this year and be like, so Gunther ended John Cena's career. You know, unfortunately with his last match, like, oh, he ended up the career, you know, closed the chapter in Cena's, you know, wrestling career. See, it could be a great match. I don't know what will happen. You feel me? Gunther, to be honest with you, it's not really a credible opponent for me. I'm being dead ass. Gunther, yeah, bruh, he doesn't really deserve it. He doesn't deserve to go to the final. LA Knight, I understand the fans will, you know, will cheer for him, but that doesn't mean that he'll get a title opportunity. Even if he wins the tournament, you know how Triple H has been booking him for the last, you know, 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Last 3 years, bro. LA Knight has been misused. He won the US title, fine. You know, that time he was, you know, getting over and stuff. You know, Roman Reigns was the champion and stuff. So yeah, bro. Even winning the Money in the Bank will do him no good. But bro, he had a chance last year, and they gave it to Drew McIntyre. Bro, it's not easy, Charlie. Gave it to Drew McIntyre, Charlie. Sorry, last 2 years, I think, was it 2023 Money in the Bank? Yeah, Drew McIntyre, whatever. 2024, you could have given it to him, nope. And then he gave it to him this year, nope. I don't think he might win the world title, bro. The way things are going, I don't see him winning the world title. He's okay in the ring, his promos are okay. They are solid. His in-ring work is solid. His entrance is solid. Very solid entrance. You know, he has a fan base, a sizable fan base. I want to see him as world champion, but yeah, bro. It's this kind of situations where you get over, but they don't want to push you. It might not happen, bro. If it doesn't happen next year, I don't know when it will happen again. Seriously, we have the Royal Rumble, we have Elimination Chamber, we have WrestleMania. If you like, you could do something. I'm not pitching an idea for WWE, but I'm just saying we could make, you know, Punk retain, which they are going to do that, of course. I don't think Braun Breaker is winning the title in 5th January. I don't think so. And then maybe Elimination Chamber, Punk defends his title. You feel me? And then he drops it to LA Knight. You understand? He drops it to LA Knight, and then LA Knight goes to WrestleMania, and then what, faces Braun Breaker, because I think Braun Breaker and LA Knight also have beef. LA Knight has beef with Vision. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all think, but you know the plan is. I think the plan is Punk and Braun Breaker. I don't know how you are going to build that to WrestleMania. If you get to a time, the feud will just get stale, bro. Because like Braun Breaker has already lost to CM Punk, so why is he chasing the title again? See, Doesn't really make sense if you think about it. But you see what Friday Night SmackDown has for us. Because literally, Friday night has been a shit show. It has been fucking garbage, and I'll have to put myself through a painful ordeal by watching SmackDown. Because right now SmackDown, they don't really have people who can challenge Cody for the title. He has beat them all. Who else? He has beaten Randy Orton, Night of Champions, beating Drew McIntyre, beating I think, has he defeated Logan Paul? Has he faced him for the title? I don't really know, but he's definitely not a championship material, whatever. I don't know what to think. I don't think he deserves a world championship. He's good in the ring, but nah, bro. He has defeated everyone. So right now on SmackDown, they just need to bring stars from NXT and then build some new stars. Cause if they don't do it fast, the SmackDown will be boring, bro. I mean, it's boring, but it will get to a situation where it will become so bad that people are going to stop watching SmackDown. No wonder he comes on Raw, bro. Build new stars on SmackDown and make it enjoyable to watch. Stop booking the champions like they don't have head. Booking Jade Cargill against B-Fab. Who does that, bro? In the first match as the women's world champion, the women's champion on SmackDown, you book her as a fool because literally she's facing B-Fab and she's feuding with Michin and B-Fab, and now she's feuding with Chelsea Green. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Bring Bianca Belair back. She has history with Jade Cargill, and then they can feud. I see what WWE is trying to do, trying to separate Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss so that they. But apart from Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, she's not whatever I think. I don't think she's a big star like that. She is a star, but just that the way they are booking her, you see, it's not making you believe that she'll be a star. Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. I think fucking sloppy Nia Jax, and then Lash Legend. I think they are there's a few women on this roster. SmackDown's roster is fucking slim, bro. At least Raw is a little bit slightly more than SmackDown. But SmackDown's women's roster is very thin. They need to hire some people from NXT. So Ruka, Lola Vice, Tatum Paxley, Easy Dame, Ren Sinclair, all these youngins. Bring them to SmackDown. So that the women's division will be enjoyable to watch. And then bring some tag teams. We have Katana Chance and Casey Nazaro. Fucking Casey Nazaro is in a fucking Evolve. Because they don't have anything for it. They were once upon a time, they were like the most exciting tag team in WWE because they were defending the title and they were doing some good things. I don't know why they even created these women's championships. Bro. I get it. You are trying to, make Kabuki Warriors, look strong, against all these things, and I'm like trying to be like, oh, Judgment Day, they need the gold. Judgment Day doesn't need the gold right now. They need to build up storylines from the group. They need to build tensions, build drama, and see what. Because Finn Balor, Finn Balor and Dominic have been going at it for like what? A year or two about how teasing about how Finn Balor would get out of the Judgment Day. But they've not done anything. He's still there, still sucking up to Dominic. You understand? I think they will knock out Liv Morgan and Dominic from the Judgment Day, and then they might turn, if not the biggest baby faces. Yep. Now they might knock them out, or they might even knock Finn Balor out. Anything can happen. I don't know how they are. Taking this storyline, but is fucking awful. Why are they chasing the tag team titles? Where they should build a storyline off of how Liv Morgan has been absent and how, you know, how things are being run in the Judgment Day. She should be asking, why is Roxanne taking her place as Raquel's tag team partner? Because she didn't tell her that what she should take her place. You feel me? When she got injured, it was Raquel and Roxanne who defended the tag team titles. But Liv Morgan didn't orchestrate or tell Raquel that, yo, when I'm injured, you know, defend the titles for Roxanne. No, you should be asking these kind of questions. What's going on between Roxanne and Dom? All these things. Like, you come and then I had the Judgment Days. We come for the gold. WWE people can do better than this. Triple fraud, Triple K can do better than this. Can't be doing this kind of booking, bro. It's not fair. You can build storylines off of this. You know, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, you know, having some kind of tension, and then, you know, Dom being the middleman in this situation. But no, if we pitch ideas as fans, people think we are shitting on the company. People think we are criticizing. There is critique. If there is no critique in anything, how would the thing be enjoyable to watch? Telling the fans that their opinions don't matter. It matters most. The fans are the reason why people are selling the tickets. The fans are the reasons why the match is going up. They are the reason why people are even still wrestling. If nobody cared, you won't be on TV. Simple as that. The Triple H should stop shitting on the fans. You know, some of the fans, you know, they say some weird shit. The IWC, they say some weird shit. Doesn't make them, you know, doesn't make them this one. Doesn't make them stupid. Like, yo, you can't have an opinion on this or that. There's a lot of things wrong with WWE, bro. There's a lot of things, bro. After John Cena's tournament, shit is going to go downhill. I'm telling you, because right now they've not built any major star. All the major stars are part-timers. You don't see them on TV. Go to vacation for like 3 months and then come back just to get some cheap pop. Triple H now cares about pops. Doesn't give a damn about storyline, character development. All he cares is about pops, bro. Doesn't give a shit about the character development. Jey Uso, Jey Uso is popular. Yeah, cool. But bro, it's getting absurd, bro. Every opportunity you get, pushing this guy to the moon. That match he had with CM Punk at Saturday Night Main Event, it should have been early night. Even if he had lost, I don't think we'll still lose hope in him that, oh, you know, they buried him. There will still be some, you know, some little light, some little, you know, iota of belief that, yeah, LA Knight can, you know, recover from this loss. And now he gave it to Jey Uso because what? He's Samoan, bruh. I don't hate Jey Uso as a person, no, I don't. But it's just that they're booking, bro. WWE needs people like us to criticize them, or else they won't do the right thing. You understand? Forcing for us fans, R2 won't be back. Nope. If it wasn't for us fans, Cody Rhodes won't be at WrestleMania. True or false? True. 100%. Rock was supposed to face Roman. And then, since they saw the fans, you know, getting behind Cody, we want Cody chance happening, and, you know, 2024, Cody Rhodes in. That was the perfect call. Great match. Hearing rumors that they want to revisit that match. Bro, we don't need that match anymore. It's past. That has been in the past. It's like rinse and repeat. WWE are lazy with their booking right now. They are lazy with their booking. They are not building new stars. And it's fucking annoying. Very, very annoying, bro. Why? Why, bro? We have talented wrestlers and some of them are being buried in catering. That Apollo Crews, very talented superstar. How can't you bring him on SmackDown and then, you know, at least insert him into the mid-card division? You know, to be competing, you know, you feel me? Now Shinsuke Nakamura is a fucking joke right now. someone who was one of the greatest wrestlers in the world at a particular time is a fucking joke right now. Teaming with fucking Ray Phoenix and then Sami Zayn against MFTs. Who gives a fuck about MFTs, bro? So I'm trying to degrade them, but bro, come on, bro. MFTs. It shall go, bro. Next year's Royal Rumble will be big, you know. I hope Womanizer win. We don't want to see Roman Reigns and Gold Ross again. We've seen it plenty of times. We're okay with it. The two is enough. We don't need another one. We don't need to see a part-timer win a title and then he will disappear and then he won't be defending the titles because he has literally beating everyone. So yeah, this is it, guys. I want you to, you know, comment, like, subscribe and share for more videos like this. I'll be doing Friday Night SmackDown. Like I said, I'll stream it when I'm done. I'll break it down for you guys. I'll give you my opinions on what I think about the show and how, you know, how things move forward, bruh. Thank you guys for, you know, taking your time to watch this video. Anyone who gets to reach this video, you know, I'll be much appreciated. This is my first time I'm doing this kind of stuff. I want to do it on the regular. You know, I need the support, all the support I can get to reach far. You know, being a wrestling fan, and then I want to share my opinions on things that are right and that are not right. You know, so I'll be doing this video from now on, tomorrow night, or this morning. Sorry, today is Friday. We'll be checking SmackDown, and I'll break down SmackDown. This kind of videos. We'll see what will happen. We'll see if Gunther is going to go to the finals of the last time it's not tournament, whilst he faced LA Knight. Anything can happen. Thank you guys for your time, and please take care, love yourself, and believe that you can make it no matter what. Bye.